Hi everyone, and welcome to the Tarot Tea and Tuesday challenge by the lovely Love and Crystals. This is, I think, week 2 of the challenge. So I have my teapot here and my cup for this week. I thought I'd share with you because I do use this cup to actually do tea leaf readings in. I did do some tea leaf readings, I think it was for Halloween last year, and there is some videos on there from October just explaining the principle of how to actually read with tea leaves. My late mother and then my grandmother and her mother, etc., great grandmother of mine, always used to read tea leaves. It was really common back in the sort of late 50s, early 60s, okay, when my mum used to be doing it then. And I purchased this cup off eBay, and I think it's a lover's cup it was called. The lady I bought it from, she'd had it for quite some time, and it's an absolutely beautiful saucer with hearts cut into it. Okay, I was absolutely drawn to this when I saw it on eBay, and I thought it would be ideal for doing the tea leaf readings. And it's got these little legs at the bottom, okay, but it's just so delicate as well. But this is what I do use for doing my tea leaf readings, that I hope to do a couple more of them for this year, so my trusty little cup will come back out, my lovelies. So that was just an explanation about what I use for my tea leaf readings. V did ask me as well where my witches came into this. So obviously I've always been in tarot at an early age, since about 18, which I explained in my previous video. I was just really drawn from that age. But I think it was around the age of about 20 that I started to dabble in the poetry aspects of things. And I used to get people ask me to write for weddings and funerals about putting poetic forms of somebody's life. So I have had a lot of experience where people have approached me and said, could you do me a poem for this anniversary or this birthday or this funeral, etc. So, but the way I write poetry is, most people will just sit there and think of a subject and write about it. But with me, it's as though I get a calling to write at a certain point. Take, for example, a couple of months ago, I'd just woken up at around sort of 7:30 in the morning, went into the bathroom, as you do, and as I was in there, I just had these words coming into my mind, and I literally just went out of the bathroom, picked up a pen and paper, and just started to write what was coming into my mind. And I just write, as I say, they call it savant writing, which is like from your inner conscience, or just downloaded to you, as I think it is from the divine. And I end up with these pieces of poetry, okay? A lot different to when somebody specifically asks me to do a poem for, you know, for a family member. I will just ask them for some certain information, you know, what makes them, you know, what funny moments they've had in their lives, etc. And then I build that poem up around the information that I'm given. But sort of 80% of my poetry that I do is just literally savant. Okay, I don't sit there struggling to think of what to write. It just literally comes. And over the years, poetry to me has been a survival kit. We all have trials and tribulations in our lives. When we're younger, in our early 20s, obviously, you know, we're in and out of romantic relationships, okay, and we get hurt, and we think we're not going to get over that. And then we realise as we get older that these things happen for a reason. And as I've got older in my own years, I've spoken to people and seen circumstances where people who've been married even for long periods of time, and their partner has gone off, and they've been absolutely devastated, thinking to themselves, you know, they've reached rock bottom, it's affected them. And then sort of 2 years down the line, that person has met somebody, the person that they should be with, their soulmate, their twin flame, okay? But it's always the way, at the time when there's devastation, when there's things happening in your life, that you think to yourself, I'm never going to get over this. Even the death of a parent, you know, the grief that can consume you. And I remember writing a poem when my mum passed away, and she'll be passed away 3 years this Christmas. And I just sat there, and it was like my grief had come out in my poetry, okay? But by allowing that to come out, to me, that was like a healing type of thing. So poetry has been a survival kit for me for the last 30 plus years. So that is why I went with Poetry Witch for my name to come onto YouTube. And this lovely lady, okay, I purchased off eBay going about 22 years ago, and I'm just going to pick her up out of here. They're originally made by, I think it was a German company, Kein, I can't remember the name off heart. It's Zeilberg or something, Kein Zeilberg. But what I'll do is I will put the name of the company who made these, because these are quite rare now. Like I say, I've had her over 22 years, and they have got like little resin feet and hands, okay? And so she's been my little mascot for over 22 years, and they were called kitchen witches, and they used to have a string on the back, and you used to just hang them up in your kitchen just to ward off different things, really. And I bought 2 of these at the time because I had a friend who used to work in the same workplace as me, and I bought it as a gift for her. And I spoke to her a few months ago, and I said, have you still got that kitchen witch that I bought you? And she said, yeah. And I said, well, they're really, really rare now, and they're really fetching quite a lot of money. But I just fell in love with her for what she was, me being witchy, and just liking anything. So that was just for you, really, just to say what the history was about my lovely little witch there. And obviously I've collected a couple of other little witch things as I've gone along. This was another one. She's so tiny, but I just liked her. And then I picked up this one last year, and I just absolutely adore this one. And these have actually got wooden hands on this one. It's actually made out of wood, and they're all jointed. I just love her legs. I just love her legs. When I was growing up as a child, I was never one to play with dolls. I used to get, my parents used to buy me like the Barbie dolls, the Pippa Dee dolls, okay? And I used to have a lady next door who used to make clothes, and she made me like a whole set of a wardrobe to dress. You know, you could change your doll's outfits and everything. But I was never interested in playing with dolls as a child. I was more of a tomboy, and I used to love hours on just chalk and a blackboard, and I used to pretend to be a teacher, and I really wanted to go into teaching when I was younger. And then when we had our careers advisory meeting at the time when I left school in the 80s, they said there was a glut of teachers and I should look at doing something else. So basically I was sort of put off my passion of wanting to be a teacher. But I did want to teach junior school children. So that is one regret, really, that I think that I wished I hadn't have listened to my careers advisor at the time and would have pursued that. But all things happen for a reason. So obviously the pathway that I did take, I am happy. I've spent nearly 25 years at the same place where I work, and I'm lucky to work part-time. So that allows me to follow the passions that I really love, which is my writing and obviously my tarot. So yeah, I just wanted to show you the witches, like I say. But her hair is really lovely. it's just like real hair. But yeah, she was lovely, and I bought her off eBay as well. So yeah. So those are my witches, my lovelies. So I thought I'd share those with you on this Tarot Tea Tuesday challenge. And then one of the prompts that the lovely V asked us about, and I have spoken to V about this before, about how does one get a oracle deck for themselves, made for them. And I went on a royalty-free picture site and pulled out different photographs that I sort of got drawn to, that I would I would like to incorporate in my own oracle deck. And I went to a company that is based in America and here in the UK, but I think they actually came from the States, and they cost me around £22 in sterling. And I have 48 cards. Excuse me, guys, I'm still suffering with my chest. So yeah, I sent off, I did all the templates on this web page of theirs, and I had this deck made, and it is quite, I call it sort of a shadow oracle, because being a Scorpio, I like black and red. I like dark, and I as a person as well, I don't like bright lights. If I'm working at work, I have to have the lights dimmed down, and it's just the way I am. So these cards have got quite a dark element to them. But I had just my logo on the back of them, because obviously they're just for my personal use. So I just had my Poetry Witch logo on the back of there. But I'm just going to quickly go through these, and I will be incorporating these in my April reads. So I just thought I'd share these with you today. But before I do, I just want to show you my magic wand as well. That somebody kindly made for me, and it was all out of natural a natural twig that was picked up from a local park where I live, and they stripped it all back and put copper wire around it, and actually put the chakra stones on, which they did a really good job considering they are colourblind. And they said to me, have I got the right stones in place? But I absolutely love this. Okay, it's really lightweight, but I just feel, obviously, you know, when I hold it, the energy that I feel through the crystals, and it's just so tactile, and I just love this wand to bits. So yeah, now I will go through my oracle deck with you, of what I have made myself, and like I say, I just felt I wanted it to be like the shadow oracle, as I've sort of nicknamed it, and I will be using it, as I said, in my April reads. So I'll just go through the cards with you, and the first one, we've got neglect, and I just like the setting of that, like an old building that's been overgrown, and I just had that as neglect. And then we have waiting, quite like that card there, just somebody just waiting for information, just waiting for the love of their life to come into their life, sort of thing. I quite like that card, waiting. Like I say, I saw these images on a free royalty stock website, and this one was control, and I had an Xbox controller on this one. They may look a bit dark on here, because obviously I'm in quite a dark room with just a few lights on, but yeah, I had the Xbox controller for the control. Then we have square one, and I just wanted to, you know, we can find things in our life where we end up back at square one, you know. In all good intentions, we go out thinking that we're going to go accomplish something, and then things don't go to plan. And I thought that was quite a good choice of a card to have, back to square one. And then obviously we have strong, okay, and obviously we have times in our life where we have to, you know, our own inner strengths have to be challenged, so I had to have strong in there. I love this one, and I just thought it was quite modern, and it was burning lies, okay, and I wanted this one in because it can represent different things, lies that are told to us, okay, as an individual, but also lies that are fed into us by the governments and other things around us, which is quite key at the moment with all what's going on in the world. What to trust, what information is being fed to us, you know, is it lies, is it conspiracy? And it does make us question things, so I had to get that picture in. Then I've got destination, which is obviously the railway tracks here, just saying, you know, where we're heading, you know, we can be thrown off the rails type of thing. So depending what other cards come out, then obviously that card has different meanings. And I love this one. It's silence. Okay, it's got somebody, you know, with ribbon just draping around their mouth to keep their silence. And I really enjoyed making this oracle deck for myself, because as I said, I love art anyway. I always look at the art in my other oracle decks. You know, I don't just read the words. It's all about the artwork to me as well that can make up a reading. Got pathway here, so we've got that one there. I'm gonna put these dots, put these down here, just move these out the way. So yeah, we've got pathway. We have colour, and I love that one. I just like the colour of the Chinese lanterns. Then we have ideas, okay, like illumination, ideas. I did that one in there. Safety. I just felt that was, you know, when sometimes we can go off the pathway, okay, and we're not really sure of where we're going, and then I just feel like sometimes we can see the light in safety with others, okay, and I just like this element of this card. As I said, I like dark elements as well, because I think that's to do with my Scorpio traits, to be fair. Power. Then we have doors, as in like keys to unlock doors, you know, new doors open to us. Then we have chemistry, and I did like that one actually, the two hands holding together and illuminating chemistry. Resurface. Okay, I just it was a strange one, this one was, and I thought, should I have it in or shouldn't I have it in? And then I just thought, no, I just felt sometimes in life, okay, even people who are quite not grounded, but quite I'm trying to think of the words, people who have achieved and gained a lot of wealth, okay, can sometimes fall. It's like be nice to those who you pass on the ladder, because obviously you could fall and pass them on the way back, type of scenario. And I like the resurface card because of all the outfit that she'd got on with all the gold, and it was like to say sometimes the mighty can fall, but it's to say you can resurface from that fall. Okay, I don't think I've explained that very well, but I hope you can try and understand what I'm trying to say on that card. But I just got drawn to that, and I just had to have that in. Then we have windfall. Obviously that's self-explanatory with the windfall. I love you. Just simple, but I just like the simplicity of the neon lights on that one. Soulmate. New phase. Rose tinted. Now I like that one because sometimes we do see things through rose tinted glasses. Sometimes we don't see the true picture, you know, we're not given the true picture, and I just like that. I thought that was quite key to have that one in. Wishes, putting them to the universe. Signs, spiral, and I felt that like sometimes we can get into situations where our own anxiety and worries, and they always say, don't they, never meet your problems halfway, because a tiny thing that you are worrying over that might never even manifest, you know, can spiral you into like a crazy like thought process of what happens if that happens. And this is what I feel like is going on at the moment, you know, with the coronavirus and everything that's going on. Yeah, we do need to take the measures and everything else, but I do feel there's a fear aspect of it, you know, with this this scenario of the toilet rolls. And I mean, you know, the toilet rolls, they've just been taken off the shelves, and you're just thinking, that's what I mean by spiraling. Things get spiraled out of proportion. Do you know what I mean? And it's just, oh, it's just silly. But anyway, trust. We have a trust card. Celebration. Communication. Quite like that for the modern edge of it, really. So that was communication. Waiting for a phone call off someone. I love this. You know, this one is quite dark, so I'm not sure it's going to show very well, but because of the glare. But it's just like somebody wrapped in a veil, and it is quite a dark, it's protection. Okay, and I just love the artwork. It's for the simplicity. As I said, these are quite simple artwork. Matters of the Heart. Then we have Challenge, and it's like obstacles, like they're like people's, like I say, it's going to probably bloom out on the camera, but they're like masks on poles, these are. And I looked at that as like, sometimes you can get people who do block you, you know, they are challenges, people are challenges to you, and they can stop you from progressing. So I just like the simple of, I can't get my words out, guys. I need tea. Simplicity of the card. Manifest, quite like that one. Hope, just a simple cross for the hope sign. Then we have Joker. Breathe. Observe. Bare bones. A warrior. But I felt like I needed a female warrior, really, more so than a male one on this, in this, and I just loved the feathers and everything on that card. I loved the artwork on that. Secretive. Go, 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 with the traffic lights on green. I just loved that one, the quirkiness of that one. And I just thought, oh no, I'm going to have that one in, because sometimes it's like to say, you know, we have things come in our life where we've just literally, you know, go for it, go, go, you know what I mean? So I just like the element of that one. Snake. I did like that one as well. Guilt. Attack. Sadness. Growth. Commitment. Clouded. And this is like a person, like I say, it's quite dark, this card is, but it's just like sometimes we can have our judgment clouded, we can't see, or you know, what's in front of us. So I did like I wanted the clouded element into it, because it does work in day to day, where we do get, you know, like I say, our ideas, our thoughts, you know, are clouded by other aspects around us. Dreams. And this one, I absolutely love this. And as dark as it looks, there is a faint silhouette of a person in this. And I'm not sure whether it's going to show up on camera, but it's depression. Okay, depression. And I feel that throughout our lives, you are lucky if depression, you know, doesn't touch your life. I think 95% of people in the world will, you know, touch on depression in some form or another. There's different, obviously, stages of depression, okay, but I do feel that it does affect a lot of us through our lifetime. So those are my lovely 48 personal oracle deck. I know, V, that you've got loads and you've got a new one coming out, but I just wanted to dip my toe in, really, just to try the company for a start, and I will put the link of the company where I had these from, because the feel of them, the cardstock is quite nice cardstock, and they did have different grades that you could have. I just went with the standard, and I was quite happy with the standard cardstock on these. They are nice to shuffle, okay, they are easy for shuffling purposes. I don't do all the fancy shuffling, okay, and I absolutely love to see people do all that. I haven't got a clue how to do it, and I wouldn't even start to try and attempt it, even though I think that was one of the prompts where I should try and shuffle in a different manner. But yeah, they do shuffle quite well for myself, so yeah. So I just thought I'd dip my toe in, really, V, because you said to me, you know, you gave me a couple of names as well. But I just felt this company were quite reasonable for being in the UK for stuff to be sent over. So yeah, as I said, they are quite like a shadow. I call these my shadow oracle because, like I say, if you can see, they are quite of a dark background, but they will help me obviously in my lovely readings. So this is my Tarot Tea Tuesday challenge. I want to thank the people who subscribed to my channel last time. Love the videos that you put out, guys, and I will look forward to seeing obviously new people upload as well. But for now, I will leave that with you until next week. Have a great week, folks, and take care of yourselves. Bye then.